Tim Tebow is joining us. Got a new book called Mission Possible, Go Create a Life That Counts. And he's on hotline with us right now. What up, Tim?
How we doing, guys?
Good, man. Did you? So what was your schedule like this morning? I assume that you got up early and ran up a mountain and then saved a child's life.
Ran up the mountain? No, he bench pressed the mountain.
Yeah. What did you do this morning? What's your routine?
No. Is I moved rocks to build a mountain, guys. No, I'm just kidding. I've actually had the chance to do 700 Club and some other shows this morning, and fortunate to now one of the best parts of the morning is talking to you guys.
Well, I think when people think of Tim Tebow, you have a certain image in your head, and I could tell you that I know people who know you, and they're all like, dude, he's the real deal. Like, he really is that way. Like, he's not a fraud. Some of these guys are like Pollyanna or whatever, and they're not that way.
Well, you can tell, too, after time, the stories will fall apart if you're not telling the truth.
Yeah. Also, Tim, how do you like that I compared you with Pollyanna? I'm sorry. That was a stupid thing to say.
It's an awesome start. There we go.
Okay, so what is this book about? Why should someone get this book?
Well, I'll tell you, this is something that's been on my heart for several years, and why I wrote Mission Possible, Go Create a Life That Counts, is because I wanted to truly encourage people that they have a mission. And when you know you have a mission, you know you have purpose. And then when you believe that it's possible, you have encouragement. And I didn't want to write something that is daunting. I want people to understand that finding purpose and calling, it might not be the easiest thing, but it is possible to truly have a life that counts for every single one of us. And I also think that seeing a lot of statistics and what's happening, not just around the world, but in our backyard, was something that was really heavy on my heart. I mean, when you see statistics like 1/3 of people say that they're lonely most of the time or all the time, and 60% of young people say there's no one in the world that believes in them, and 12% of our daily thoughts are spent in some form of comparison. And in 2020, you have over 6,600 10 to 24-year-olds commit suicide, and half of high school girls have persistent feelings of sadness or hopelessness. What we're doing, what we're telling, and what we're encouraging, especially young people, is missing the mark. Because what we're telling them is you need to have a life that's all about you. You need to have a life that is about money, fame, and power. You need to have a life that is about likes on social media, and you need to have a life that is all about the filters that we keep telling them you need to have. And I just don't believe that's what life is about. And I think the more that you have of that, the emptier that you feel. But I believe the more that you have a life of mission and purpose, of support, of love for people, I believe it's the greatest fulfillment we'll ever have. And so I wanted to encourage people to truly have a bolder, brighter, more fulfilling life, one mission-driven moment at a time, by finding your mission, pursuing your purpose, and truly in that way going to create a life that counts, which really, I think a big part of it is stop thinking about yourself and start focusing on other people, by how you can love, by how you can care, by how you can make a difference in their life. Because I believe life isn't created for us to think about us. I think we're here to love God and love other people. And when we do that, it's actually when we have the most fulfillment, the most joy, the most self-confidence, because we also have the most self-worth.
I didn't catch any of that. Can you start all over again? I'm sorry.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
It's interesting because I deal a lot with old people and things like that, and I've noticed the ones who have people in their lives, the ones who have connections, live a happier life. The ones who have a reason to wake up the next day have a better life. And I think if we could find a reason, or at least point people in the direction of their reason, whatever their reason may be, I think they'll be happier.
Yeah, for sure. Tim Tebow's with us. A new book is called Mission Possible, Go Create a Life That Counts. We'll talk more with Tim Tebow coming up next. Hang on. Tim Tebow is joining us on the hotline. It's the new book he's got. It's called Mission Possible, Go Create a Life That Counts. And I know you do a lot of speaking to youth, and how unimportant or important or disastrous are all of these, like these filters and stuff they're putting on, Instagram.
The false comparisons where people go, look how hot I should look.
Yeah, it's sad to me.
Yeah, I think that Well, first of all, I think social media is just is a tool. It could be used in good ways. It could be used in bad ways. And so I hate to just make it about social media, but I do feel like so many times the way it is used is in a way of, there's a reason why filters are so popular. It's a reason why they come out with new ones all the time, because it gives us a different shade, a different tint, a different makes it look just a little bit different, so we can impress people a little bit more instead of being authentic, instead of being real, instead of being genuine. And then we look at someone else's filter and we say, oh, well, theirs is a little bit better than mine, or we've only put the best moments of our day, of our life on there, and so other people think, well, my normal moments don't compare to their best moments, and now it leaves this insecurity in my heart and this emptiness in my heart, and that's why we just talked about 12% of our daily thoughts are spent in some form of comparison. And when you're comparing yourself with other people, there's no chance that you're actually living out as much of the purpose and the mission that you have for your life when you're spent thinking, oh, I wish I was somebody else. But if God wanted you to be like somebody else, he would have created you like somebody else, but he didn't. He created you the exact way you are, in love, by love, and for love, and he has a great mission and plan for your life just the way you are. And I want to encourage people that you don't have to be different than like somebody else. You just need to be the best version of you and understand the mission that God has called you to.
I think when God made us, Baba, he kind of was distracted because he kept making us, and we got bigger and bigger and bigger. He's like, oh, my gosh, these guys are enormous.
He's still making me. Yeah. Like, I think I've gained 3 more pounds.
Tim, I love what you're saying, and I think so many people need to hear it. There are people going to work right now who hate their job. They hate themselves. They look in the mirror, and they're like, oh, my gosh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm not
I wish
this,
I was so-and-so's Instagram feed.
I wish I looked like Big D. I wish I looked like Baba. I mean, we get it a lot. But I think a lot of people need to hear this. The book is called Mission Possible, Go Create a Life That Counts, from Tim Tebow. Audio book available on this too?
Absolutely.
Okay, right. Good. That's how I read nowadays.
Bubba thinks that listening is reading, Tim.
It is.
Do a book on that.
Honestly, I kind of do the same, though.
Well,
I can't even hate on it.
Well,
that's right.
You got Tebow on your side. That's better, I guess. Tim, thanks, man. Love your mission. Thanks for doing this.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for having me on. Look forward to doing it again, hopefully.
You bet. Sounds good,
man.
Take care. Later.
If you like that, make sure you check out more videos over here.
Yeah, and then you can subscribe right over there on his belly. Click on his belly. He goes, woohoo!